Hey, welcome back to a new video. This video is just gonna be me talking, so if you don't like those videos where you just watch people sit and talk, then you probably don't want to watch this. But I'm now in my second trimester, and I did not think that it was gonna come this fast. So I'm gonna be 15 weeks. I'm 14 weeks right now. I'm gonna be 15 weeks, and I found out when I was 9 weeks exactly that I was pregnant, or I didn't find out. I confirmed it with a doctor. I think it took me almost a month to find an OB and to get an appointment to see him. So this pregnancy so far is so different. With Alea, I was throwing up all day, every day, sleeping all day, every day. But that could be because I was able to. I wasn't working. We lived in Germany, so Ivan was on deployment. Let's see, I don't know how many months I was. April, May, June, July. I think I was like 4 months pregnant when he left. So I think I was nauseous and stuff even a little bit into my second trimester. So this pregnancy, I've thrown up like 3 or 4 times. I've like gagged and spit up a ton of times. But most of the time it's just water. It's just the nausea that's killing me, or was killing me, I should say. So I really don't have it anymore. I found out that, or I learned that this child does not like hot Cheetos. I love hot Cheetos. I was actually craving hot Cheetos, so I even got that big box from Costco, and I was really excited. But the last time I had them at work, and I felt so sick, and that was the only thing I can think of that, might have made me sick. And I threw up in the car, and I just straight up threw up the hot Cheetos because you can tell the color, and so that was the only thing I had that color. So now I won't be eating hot Cheetos for I don't know how long because that was really gross. What else? So I went to the doctor. My first appointment was, what are we in, April? Was in March. So between March and my last appointment in April, which was 2 weeks ago, I gained too much weight. So in your first trimester, I want to say that I've read you're supposed to gain, it's like 7 to 10 pounds or 6 to 8 pounds. I don't know, something like that. I gained 12. So my doctor said, oh, we need to lay off on the carbs, more protein. And to be honest, since he said that, all I want is carbs. Now more than ever, I want a grilled cheese sandwich all the time. And I want a piece of toast with butter. And I don't know. I want chips now. So now, in my second trimester, I'm barely into it. But the last 2 weeks, I just want chips. And here's another weird thing. So if you know me personally and you know me well, Doritos have always been my favorite chips. Now, for the past 2 weeks, I can't stand Doritos. I don't want to even smell them. They disgust me. The good thing is, so we bought a huge bag from Costco in February and for my birthday party, and we didn't open them until March. And so I ate them all month long, and Up until like last week, we had like a quarter of the bag left, I want to say. Or the last 2 weeks, I can't remember. But yeah, I can't, like, the smell of it just really bothers me. The smell of our dogs, like just the smell of dogs, that bothers me. So I've been diffusing oils throughout the house just so that I don't have to deal with that. Lately, it hasn't been hot enough to where I can smell them and it bothers me, so that's good. But, so we have carpet in our room, and so you know that if you have pets in your room on the carpet, their smell and their hair will be all over, and it stays in there unless like you clean it and vacuum and stuff. So we got a carpet cleaner, and we did that, I want to say like a week and a half ago. And we have not let the dogs come inside the room because in the middle of the night, it was really hard for me to breathe. And my sinuses are already bad as it is here in Texas with the spring, because I am allergic to every tree under the sun practically. So unfortunately, we can't let the dogs in our room because it's really hard for me to breathe. And speaking of that, probably the only reason why you clicked on this video was because I popped a rib out of place. How exactly did that happen? I don't know. The doctor doesn't know. So, Tuesday morning, I woke up totally fine. My bed was flipped upside down like crazy. I move a lot when I sleep, but this was different. Like the room was just crazy. Well, the bed. And so it was like, that's weird. And I was kind of sweaty, but what's weird is that the fan was on, and I think even the AC was on, and it could have been my hormones or whatever. But long story short, I had a wild dream, and I think maybe that's how it happened, that my dream was so crazy and I was so into it and it was so intense that maybe that's how I popped a rib out of place. But anyway, so I woke up, I was fine. I did my hair, and then so 15 to 20 minutes after I woke up, I was feeling pain in my chest, and I thought it was like having a heart attack. I never felt anything right here in my chest, and it was a sharp pain. And I've never experienced that before. I've experienced heartburn, so I know what heartburn feels like. I know what a panic attack feels like. So I was trying to like think to myself, am I having a panic attack? And if I am, why would I be having a panic attack? Because nothing happened. I was just getting ready for work. So continued to get ready, and I went to reach to get something from my closet, and just lifting up my hand, like, it hurt so bad. I started crying, and it was just a really, really painful feeling. And I have a pretty high pain tolerance, so I just didn't understand. So I got a stool so I didn't have to lift my hand that high. And I don't know why I didn't think to use my right arm, but because it was on the left side, so I used my left arm. But anyways, got a stool, got what I needed, continued to get dressed. Now when I bent over to put my pants on, just bending over, like, parallel with the floor, it hurt really bad. And I felt like I needed to take a deep breath. And when I went to take a deep breath, that pain hit harder. And that really scared me. So I was like, okay, I got to get AJ ready for school. So I need to compose myself. And so I just, scrolled a little bit through Instagram, hopped on Google, and looked at my symptoms, and it said, could be a heart attack. I could be bleeding I could have a blood clot in my lungs. And I was like, oh my God, I should have not looked at that at all. So freaked out a little bit, broke down again, and then I was like, you know what? No. I'm fine. I need to snap out of it, get AJ ready to go to school, and let's go. So got her ready. She was really easy. She was really helpful to me. And then I started to feel heartburn. So I asked AJ to get me, we have these little Horizon organic milk carton things. So I asked her to please go get me one while I finished getting ready. And she did. She ran and she's like, are you okay? And she's so funny. She's like, oh, do you need this for the milk to fill up your boobs? And I was like, no. She's so funny. So I got in the car, I went to go put my seatbelt on, and so when I went to reach it, it really hurt. So I had to go around and reach for the seatbelt to put it on. And I'm like, this is not good because I should not be in this much pain just to put my freaking seatbelt on. I'm like, that's ridiculous. So I dropped her off, called the doctor. By that time, I dropped her off early too, just in case so I can go to see a doctor before I went into work. So my new schedule to work is 8 to 5, but I could go in from 9 to 5 without taking a lunch. And so I was like, well, I'll just do 9 to 5 and see if I can be seen. Took a while for the doctor to call me back. I called the doctor when I was at home. So I hung out at AJ's school because it's really close to my OB, and spoke to the doctor and said, oh, sounds like a pinched nerve. I would suggest to go to this chiropractor. So I was like, okay. So made an appointment with the chiropractor. I went that day after work. He just evaluated me, didn't adjust me, didn't do anything, but he asked me, you know, where's the pain, blah, 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 blah. And so at that point, by the end of the day, the pain, the stabbing, sharp pain, or not stabbing, it was just sharp pain, was in this area, but I felt it all the way through my back. And he said, that's really weird that you didn't initially feel the pain from your back, because it's actually going from your neck, because your neck is pretty much said it's jacked up. It is basically affecting everything else down my spine. So under my shoulder blade is where it was really hurting by the end of the day. And he's like, well, that's where the pain is starting from. And that's why that shooting pain straight through the front, that's where that's coming from. And so I was like, okay. And he's like, in your lower back, like right side, has that been bothering you? I'm like, yeah, actually it has. But I've just dealt with back pain for so many years. I didn't even think about saying anything about it. And so he told me, yeah, that part is really inflamed. So I was making an appointment for the following day. And I keep pausing because I was cooking rice. I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to burn. So, where was I? So, I went to the chiropractor, didn't do anything, just evaluated me and whatever. And so, that was on Wednesday. And then the next time he was going to be able to see me was Thursday. And so, with my work insurance, there's something that they have to do, they have to do to take our insurance for chiropractic visits. And so we don't need a referral. We don't need anything. Like, they are supposed to, I guess, figure out how to accept our insurance. And now the thing is going off, the timer, even though I thought I turned it off. So like a squirrel, I get so easily distracted as of lately. So I canceled my appointment, and then I spoke to my coworker, and she said, hey, go to this one. We don't have to pay anything. And you know, they're always able to take people. So I was like, okay. So I went on Friday. He evaluated my spine again. He actually saw that, I guess when he did this like thing with a little clicker, he saw that it showed that there was a rib out of place, and this was without doing an x-ray because I was not about doing an x-ray since I'm pregnant. So he saw this, and he was like, oh, I asked him, I was like, so are you gonna be able to adjust me? And he was like, yeah, totally, we'll get you adjusted. And normally I can crack my own lower back on my own, but it's weird. Now that I'm pregnant, I'm not able to do it. Normally I just cross over one leg over the other, and I'm able to do it easily, but I haven't been able to. And I feel like all this like gas like built up, like air built up, gas, air, whatever, built up. And so it creates a lot of pain for me in my lower back, especially on the right. And so he was able to do something with my legs. He cracked my back, cracked my neck, and I drank a lot of water that day, and it did relieve a lot of pressure because on Thursday, oh, excuse me. See, I'm like gassy all the time. It's so gross. On Thursday, I could not sit still. My job, I sit the whole time. I get up from time to time when I need to, but I sit the whole entire time. And so it was really, really, really hurting my back. And so I was like, okay. And that was because I was making sure that I was sitting up with a really good straight posture. However, doing that was putting a lot of pain and like pressure on my lower back. And so I would just, when I would hunch over, it would feel so much better. It would be more of a relief. So that's what I was doing. So that we don't know how I popped a rib out of place. They haven't done an ultrasound on the baby since March. And so my next appointment, I plan to call my doctor this week and find out if we can get an ultrasound on the baby in May because of these issues. Like, I want to know, you know, is the baby in a position where it popped my rib out of place, you know? And as of this week, the baby's only supposed to be the size of a lemon, and that is not big at all, even if it's a really big lemon. So I wouldn't think that the baby would be capable to be able to do something like that. I figured maybe in the 3rd trimester, yeah, but not right now. But who knows? I mean, maybe it can be a really big freaking baby. I don't know. But yeah, that's just my update for my 1st trimester. I wish I wrote down a lot of stuff. I kind of went everywhere, but I did want to address the title of this video on how I have a rib popped out of place. But thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, this is my 2nd pregnancy. So if it's your 1st pregnancy or even your, 3rd, 4th, whatever, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. I mean, I'm not a professional at all. I just like to share stuff from my own experience. So that's just me, and I'm just gonna go because this timer, it keeps going off and it's really distracting. And I don't know if you can hear it in the back. So I'm gonna go, and thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in our next video. Bye.